They're going to come up with a new phrase. You've heard it, I've heard it, it's been written about the last few days, tax expenditures. So the interest deduction on your mortgage will now be a tax expenditure. In other words, all your money belongs to the federal government. So by allowing you to keep some, and you've made plans, if you have a mortgage and you deduct your interest so you know what your monthly costs are going to be and so forth, according to Obama and the left, you're doing that because they're allowing you to do that. It's a tax expenditure. You see, if they owned everything, all the assets, all the income of this society, and they allow you to make a deduction on your mortgage interest, that's an expenditure to them, the government. So when you hear that phrase, you will know that we have in the Oval Office, what I've told you for 3 or 4 years now, when he was a candidate and when he got elected, a Marxist. See, what's yours doesn't really belong to you. Now, he won't put it that way, but when he uses a phrase like tax expenditure, he might as well put it that way. What else is a tax expenditure? Well, anything you're allowed to keep that you deduct on your tax returns, that's a tax expenditure. Because theoretically, I suppose, you should be taxed at 100%. So if you're only taxed at 25, 30, 35%, well, the fact that they let you keep more than that, that's a tax expenditure. The fact that they haven't raised Social Security payroll taxes on more of your income, that's a tax expenditure. We are bleeding the federal government dry by keeping some of what we actually earn. Stick with me on this. This is crucial. Absolutely crucial to understand what's going on. Because this is what the Marxist does. They change the language. They turn one citizen against another. They play class warfare. They invent classes. They put people in them, and they try and turn one against another. Please, stick with me on this. I know who these people are. So Obama steps into the breach because of the utter incompetence of the Republican leadership, who sold out the title of fiscal conservatives for $8 to $15 billion. He steps into the breach. Hey, I can do this too. Look at me. I'm going to save more than Paul Ryan. Look at me. I'm going to save more than the Republicans. We have all these tax expenditures we have to clean up out there. And the drones out there, the idiots. Yeah, well, he's right about that. That does cost the government. And while you're at it, stick it to the rich. Well, what do you mean by rich? Whatever. Just stick it to them. Now, you're smart if you listen to this program, and you know full well that they're going to have to massively increase taxes on all of you. Every single one of you. They can't get enough money by just taxing the so-called rich. It will fall on your heads. And do you think Obama gives a damn? No! I'm going to prove it to you. Look at the food costs going up. They're going up fast. They're going up big. Corn and wheat in particular. Because now, more than ever before, we are using corn and wheat for fuel, ethanol. And by the way, that process of taking crops and turning it into fuel creates a hell of a lot of pollution. But that aside for now, they are driving up the cost of food. They know they're driving up the cost of food, and they won't stop. Last time I checked, everybody eats food. Am I right about that? Not just the rich. I'll give you another perfect example that proves my point. Have you been to the pump lately? Have you been to the gas station lately? Well, most of you are paying over $4 for a gallon. Well, they say it's going to go to $5. This is Obama's wet dream. He can try and blame it on everybody else, or the speculators. Yes, because that's what a Marxist does. It's the bourgeoisie. They've done it. They're doing it. Go get them over there. While the government, by the central authority, is manipulating prices. That's right. Obama is manipulating prices. He's driving up costs by driving down production. You know why we call these companies oil companies? Because they seek to produce oil. Now, they spend way too much of their time as transport companies, sending these massive tankers around the world to get crude and bring it back here. Well, they have been begging our government to allow them to drill in the continental United States, to drill in Alaska, to drill offshore, to drill in the Great Lakes, anywhere. They want to expand drilling. They're told they can't. Then when the price goes up, we're told, oh, they're hoarding. They're conspiring. What are they conspiring to do? Drill? Does this make any sense to you? Obama wants to drive the price of energy up. Do we have that cut, Mr. Producer? I don't remember. Here's one aspect of it. When it comes to coal, this is January 17, 2000. I've played it before, but I can't play it enough. Just so you know where his head is when he's blaming everybody else for what's going on. Cut 5, go.
You know, when I was asked earlier about the issue of coal, under my plan of a cap-and-trade system, electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket.
Stop. Under his plan, period, gasoline's going to skyrocket. It is skyrocketing. That's not an accident. That's not a coincidence. That's not speculators. That's not the Middle East. It's him. If we would liberate, if we would unleash our industries and allow them to drill and to explore, I think there'd be more fuel. Don't you? So, let me come back full circle. Food prices going up. Fuel prices going up. Now they want to drastically increase taxes. Tax expenditures, they call them. To confuse, to dissemble, to deceive. Now, it's almost laughable that the man who is responsible for the enormous debt that your children are going to bear and your grandchildren are going to bear, and there's no way around it, they are going to bear it, and it's going to be monstrous, is now going to give a speech tomorrow on deficit reductions. Sets up a deficit commission and blows it off. Fights the Republicans tooth and nail on every cut. Sends out his freak squad talking about Republicans wanting to kill women and kill children and the over $8 to $15 billion. You believe this crap? But now he's going to give a Lincoln-esque speech. Or will it be Franklin Roosevelt tomorrow? Well, maybe Ronald Reagan. I don't know. I think we'll get Barack Obama. He's going to give his speech, and it's going to be class warfare. It's going to be lies about what he can cut, just as he did with Obamacare. He's going to pretend that he's a reformer when he's a destroyer. And by the way, you senior citizens, keep something in mind when you listen to him lying tomorrow. He took over $400 billion out of Medicare, not to reform it, but to subsidize Obamacare. Now he's going to reform it? See, Obama's not capable of reform. What he's about is transform. Now, if there were competent leadership, if there were competent Republican leadership, he wouldn't get away with this. And I don't believe he will get away with this, in spite of the Republican leadership. You want to know why? Because of you. You're engaged. You're already rebelling. That's why you voted in November. You're rebelling against incompetent Republican leadership. You're going to rebel against this Obama again. That's why those, the last few days have been saying, well, this isn't our battle, wait till 2012. They're relying on you while they wait for 2012. You don't wait for 2012. The Democrats don't wait. The bureaucracy doesn't shut down. They continue to work, advance their cause, institute their policies while we wait. These are people who are unfamiliar with politics and strategy. But you don't wait. You kick ass every chance you get. And you inform the American people, and you contrast us with them. That is the left. You don't let time fly by, because it will. And then as Reagan said, you'll wake up one day and wonder what the hell happened to your country.